Good evening. How's it going? I was going to introduce you to this book called A Man for Our Time. It's about Robert Laidlaw, who started Farmers Trading Company in New Zealand. Was sent to me by Adrian Lowe, who's both a friend of mine and also my one of my professionals in the Massive Action Forum. Adrian's a surveying consultant, outstanding one. And the reason I want to introduce you to the book, other than the fact that it's a fascinating read, amazing man, but the interesting thing is that he started to build the company that we now know as Farmers, or it was actually that was a merger of two companies, but around about 1900. And a lot of the things that we talk about today and a lot of the motivational success gurus teach is exactly the same stuff that he was discovering and learning and putting in place then. So I just want to read you something and then make a bit of a comment on it. He said this in 1912. He said, "Someone has said opportunity knocks at a man's door but once. I say emphatically that this is not true. Opportunity is everywhere around us. She is beckoning us continually if we only had eyes to see. Some men expect opportunity not only to knock at their door, but to knock the door down, come in and lead them gently out. No, opportunity is not a nurse. No bar or padlock stands between you and the opportunity you seek. Its door is always open and you can pass in whenever you will, if you can show the passport of competency. Success has its price. You can pay it if you will." So it's interesting that in many ways that really mirrors what I believe so passionately in Massive Action. That, education and confidence and action equals success, and do that with integrity, which was of the utmost concern to Robert Laidlaw, and your success is guaranteed. So in 1912, 95 years ago, the same things that people are saying now are necessary for success were understood by the people who were succeeding. When you read this book, it's incredible what he did. The way that he built his company through the First World War especially was just incredible. Everybody told him he'd fail and all the things you get told when you're in property, and he succeeded. And so why am I saying this? Well, I guess it's just to really highlight to you that the rules don't change in the sense that any of you who have attended the Rich Mastery Property Academy, attended my trading workshop, or who regularly get things like my newsletters and who watch these blogs, you all have enough information and education to succeed. I'm not saying don't add to that. I'm all for continuing education. I'm always looking for it myself, but I'm not looking for me personally, I'm not looking for keys to enable me to succeed, if that makes sense. What I'm looking for is keys to give me more strategies to expand my success, and in my case to be able to help others. In Phil's blog the other day, he had a little thing in there about Jim Rohn, and in the little video thing of Jim Rohn, he talked about, it's just gone right out of my head. What did he talk about? Oh yeah, that's right. What Jim Rohn said was that in his early days, that he'd been encouraged to set goals, and that one of his mentors had said, set a goal to become a millionaire, and the purpose was not to make the money, but what his mentor said was, set a goal to become a millionaire for what it will make of you to achieve it. In other words, as Robert Laidlaw said, success has its price and you can pay it if you will. You will develop character, you will grow, you will have to overcome your fears. There's all of these things that come with getting a real level of financial freedom and of success. And your particular thing may not be property, that's cool, but whatever success means to you. So that's really what I wanted to say, was for us to understand that it's not, if you're looking for the secret weapon, as I've said before, there is no secret, it doesn't exist. And I just see in some of the forums and stuff that I spend some time in, there's these people just looking for something. They're looking for reasons to not do something, and they find them every day, blaming other people or deciding that the cycle's bad, interest rates are too high, it goes on and on and on and on. And yet other people like myself and my students and other people who I know are just getting on and succeeding and getting ahead. So at some point you've got to make a decision about which camp you're going to get into, and until you do that, you may or may not have success. I pray sincerely that you all do, but the reality is that for most people, if you keep a foot in each camp, it's very hard to walk with a fence between your legs. And so you really have to decide, okay, am I going to get on with my life? And let's say that it's not property, it might be a relationship. Your marriage might be okay. So whether it's going to get ultimately worse or ultimately could be really good is going to be determined by you. And are you willing to be brave enough to face the things that you need to face to have a better marriage? For me, it took a failed marriage to realise how much effort it took to have a good one. With financial success, it was on the back of years of hard work and previous bankruptcy and other things that made me take it seriously enough and to get the results that I do now. And nothing gets in my way. I find particularly recently, as I'm a bit more known, I seem to have more enemies, and I'm not doing anything differently, but people don't like anybody who gets their head above average in this country, unfortunately. So good luck to those people, and I just choose to ignore those things because I'm trying to get on with my life and get on with what God wants me to do here and in Fiji, and etc., etc. But I can do that because I've picked the camp that I am going to be in, and I might occasionally look over at the other camp and feel sorry for them and try and give them the odd pointer on how to get over the fence, but I'm not going to go and spend my life on the fence or going back into that other camp, because it's a self-destructive place, and you're going to have to make that a decision. You can spend the rest of your life watching these blogs, paying money for an education, get into my forum, you can do all those things, but if in your head you're still in the other camp, then you'll never really embrace and to use my terminology, never really embrace the success that God has for you, and the freedom emotionally, financially, relationally, and spiritually that you can have if you start to believe the truth. As Robert Laidlaw said, opportunity is everywhere, and you can have success, no problem, if you're willing to pay the price. I pray that you are, and I hope that as we go forward together, the things I share will help you embrace that success. Thanks for your time. I'm trialling Google Video tonight, so if you've had any issues with this particular video over the previous ones, with it playing, whatever, please leave a comment on my blog or email me directly and let me know. Till tomorrow, this is me. Bye.